Hello and welcome to another episode of Side Quests, the show where we play one-shots and short campaigns of our favorite RPGs. Today, we're going to continue our adventure through the McChanicle Corners RPG, a game of cozy steampunk heist that I wrote with my company Fight in a Box. If cozy steampunk sounds, with a side of supernatural, sounds like your kind of thing, we're currently kickstarting a print edition of the game for the first time, along with a new card game set in the same world. You can check the description below for a link or search for the Kickstarter. Search Kickstarter for Kaiser Cucumber's 3-Night Heist. And as always, I am joined by some of my favorite players. Erica, why don't you tell everyone who you are, where they can find you, and who you'll be playing tonight?
Hi, I'm Erica, commonly Erica Goodwitch. And I do a lot of things. Basically, the running joke is that Mark asks me if I want to do something and I say yes. You can find all of my mercenary work and my own neglected podcasts at my linktree/Erica Goodwitch.
Excellent. And who are you playing?
I'm playing the Hercules beetle, Satana.
Excellent. Up next, we've got Lauren. Hello.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lauren Brown. I am currently an art director at Wizards of the Coast, working on Magic the Gathering, and I am an avid D&D player. I'm super excited to be here. I'm a huge nerd, huge gamer, and I am loving playing any kinds of one-shots. I also have a podcast called Painted in Color on YouTube as an art advice podcast, so check it out if you're interested. I am playing the character Chicken Cordon Bleu, but do not call me Chicken.
Excellent. And last but not least, somebody who needs no introduction because he's on every episode.
I guess.
It's Doug.
Hello, I'm Doug Eberhardt, and I'm a artist and educator. You can find some of my artwork at voidboy.art, same as my Instagram handle, and I've been having fun playing McChanicle Corners, and once again I'm reprising my role as Patch's Applebottom. Maybe I'll get more into the description of Patch's odd looking self later in the video.
Okay, so the three of you have left behind your little treehouse, the headquarters for your thieves guild, your little up-and-coming group of thieves, and have gone out to get a new job, somewhere that Patches is familiar with. This is somewhere that he's not only been before, but been recently, down to the catacombs under Saint Samphire's sepulchre. As the three of you head down into these darkened chambers filled with bones and rinds and cores, and there are these torches along the wall flickering, and it's just dark down here. The three of you saw an ad in the McChanicle Corners Chronicle that you knew was a job, and it pointed you down here. Patches has been down here recently, within the past week or so, before pulling a heist with a few other thieves in your guild at the Royal Dairy Museum, where they stole a Rembrandt painting for a mysterious minion down here. And as the three of you wait, you can see around the corner the flickering of a candlelight, and slowly around the corner a hooded figure emerges. I see you've seen my ad once again, my large apple-leaf friend, and you've brought 2 new thieves with you.
That's right. We're here for another job. What do you got for us?
I think I've got a good one for you today. I'm going to need the 3 of you to steal a chest. It's in the office of the Sovereign of Tea in Fort Pomello. I can offer you 20,000 curds upon delivery of the chest. Any questions?
Patches looks to his fellow thieves.
Patches and like, what about 30,000?
What about 30,000?
We've been through this before. Your companion last time wanted triple the price, and I was unwilling and unable to match that number.
Well, we did complete your last job successfully. We've beginning to build some trust here, aren't we?
Are we, though?
Could you do 24,000?
4,000. You know, there are a lot of thieves in McChanicle Corners. I could go elsewhere.
You could. It would take you some time, though.
There's a reason why you've gone us.
Is this
Is
a
that
roll?
time you have?
I'm going to have somebody roll. Yes, who wants to convince this this minion in a cloak? You can barely see what they look like under it.
I am very practical, and this seems like a practical reason that we're giving them this hooded figure to give us a little extra coin, a little extra curd.
That you've done it before?
Yeah, and that, you know, this, and also my fellow thieves are saying, you know, we're the best game in town. Were you going to go somewhere else at this point in the evening?
All right. You can roll practical. Would anybody like to help?
I can help.
You give a suggestion of how your character might help the situation.
I'm just gonna. Erica, you're about to say something.
I kind of already did help a little bit by saying, like, do you really have the time to look for somebody else? It's already so late. How long will it take for you to get somebody else to do this job for you?
And it's better to roll with a devil you do than a devil you don't.
So Doug,
I can only accept help from one of the two of you.
Yep.
Or
none.
Or none.
Yeah.
Am I gonna? What a heel turn! Patches Applebottom's a jerk.
Well, remember, if you choose none, then I get a card.
Oh, I'm not giving you a card.
So, for those of you tuning into for the first time, in McChanicle Corners, we go on a heist, and ultimately, the person who walks away with the treasure is probably the person who was the most helpful. So when you help somebody out, you get either a card from the game Mouse Cheese Cat Cucumber, or like we're playing with today, a playing card. And at the end of the game, when somebody gets their paws on the treasure, the game ends. And we look at our cards, and the person with the highest value of one color added together gets to narrate the end game. So what are you going to do, Doug?
Okay, well, I'm going to take Erica's help because Patches is going to say, was it 2,400?
24.
2,400. Take it or leave it. 2,400 curd. And now I'm going to roll 6 because my practical is 5.
Yep, you roll dice equal to the number of your angle and plus 1 for the assistance. And you need to get at least 1 4 on your dice.
It's like it's gonna happen, but okay. I got 2 4s.
2 4s. Anything higher?
6.
Okay, so with three successes, that's what you've got. You succeed, and something good comes out of it. So he says, 2,400. I suppose I could make that happen. I'll have to make a few calls. And you get to have something good happen. Any ideas? We can throw it to the table, too.
Throw it to the table. Something good happens.
and equipment to help us on my journey.
Wow. All right, so something good happens, not something great. So he says, "This seems like it might be a tricky one. So I have this." He reaches in his cloak. You see his hands are these robotic hands, and he pulls out a clothing bag on a hanger. "It's a uniform, but I only have one. This should help you get into the Fort Pomello."
Thank you so much. This will be helpful.
24,000.
Was it
I'll see you
24?
tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow, all right.
You're doing business with him.
He nods and puts his cloak up higher and takes his candle and walks off into the darkness.
Nice. That means 8,000 each.
8,000's not bad. Not a bad score if we can pull this off.
All right, so stealing a chest from the office of the Sovereign of Tea in Fort Pomello. You all know that the fort is on the edge of town, off to the south, near a river. It is sort of on a point in the river where it sticks out into the water, and it is home to the muskrateers. It's usually pretty busy. It's usually there are some tours there every once in a while, but the Sovereign is in charge over there. Yeah, do you have any ideas of where you might go after the catacombs? Do you go back to your hideout, try to make a plan? Do you want to start trying to get more supplies, uniforms, rides, anything like that?
What's a uniform that I think just might be holding? It's like, can we get more of those?
Yeah, this one's not gonna fit me. And he
Can you describe
gestures to his Apple shorts.
what does Patches look like here?
Oh, Patches is kind of a geared, maybe a little steam-driven robot, or automaton. But the thing about Patches is, I think he was maybe missing a few parts in the hips and thighs, and has since taken to wearing an apple as a pair of
Like a half an apple?
shorts or pants with some straps around them, kind of like suspenders. So that's Patches Applebottom.
What are you thinking Patches face area looks like?
So I have two questions. One, Patches accepted my help earlier, so I get a card, right?
You did, yes.
So I have a card.
Hey.
Your catacomb cards.
And two, yeah, my catacomb cards. So fitting. And two, do I spend a card or roll a die or anything in order to use one of my quirks?
Depends on the quirk. What would you like to use?
Know somebody.
Okay.
Some bunny.
Some bunny. And will you read us what Know Some Bunny does?
Once per session, I can use Know Some Bunny to automatically have a contact relevant to the crew's current needs.
Okay. You don't have to spend anything or roll for Know Some Bunny. Now, you can use the card that you collect, sort of like when we play the Star Wars RPG or Genesis or Fate, maybe, like a point. You could spend it and have something great happen. It's like rolling the best success. You can also skip a roll by spending a card if you'd like to.
Okay.
So you're going to know somebody.
Yeah. I'm going
who is
know
that?
somebody who can help us get into the fort. And it's some bunny named Juniper Hops.
Juniper Hops. It's an actual bunny?
Yeah, it's an actual bunny.
Okay. Okay. Great. So, how do you know juniper hops?
I mean, we used to hang out a lot back in the day. We were both orphans at the same orphanage.
Of course you were.
Yeah. Um, she took the straight and narrow path of getting like an actual legit job as a courier for the fort and for the musketeers.
Muskrat
Muskrat
tears.
tears,
There we
sorry.
go. Yeah. Very
For the
important.
muskrat tears. Whereas I choose to live a life of crime.
As you do. All right, cool. So you know Juniper Hops, who is a courier for the fort. Cool. All right. So that is pretty good. You know a way in. Um, how about out? Are there any other supplies you need? What would you like to do next?
Talk to somebody that works in a restaurant around the town, as someone who has an inn with many of the upper crust as a chef and gourmand. Um, I would assume that I'd know someone who knows where the servants of the castle go, any secret passages that are out, or anything that servants take to get into the castle to be a little bit less unsightly for the bourgeoisie of the castle.
Excellent. All right.
So,
You're
yeah.
gonna go to a restaurant. We got Juniper Hops. What is Patches doing? Sounds like we're splitting the party.
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. What is? We have a way in. We. Wait. What are all of your characters' names again? Oh, Gordon Blue.
Yes.
What's Gordon Blue's goal? With like what is Gordon hoping to find with the restaurant, the upper crust?
Gordon is looking for somebody who knows the outs of the castle, so
Okay.
that there's a secret, whatever hidden passages the servants use to serve food, etc.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, then
So he can take that.
I think Patches is holding the outfit and is a little disappointed that he knows he can't fit. So he's gonna try and find
tailor?
a tailor, but like a tailor that can be trusted. Wink,
Excellent.
wink.
Excellent. All right. So, Gordon Blue heads across town towards the fancier areas of McChanicle Corners near the Bacon Ham Palace and the Dairy Museum. Uh, yeah, yeah. And to a restaurant that they know well. As you approach the restaurant, can you tell us what your character looks like?
I imagine Cordon Bleu looks like a plucked chicken, just drumsticks and all, but wearing a chef hat and a distinguished chef's jacket. But it's just the jacket, there's no pants, it's just the drumsticks that he's just walking on. But he's very proud. He's got a very proud demeanor. He's got like his little mustache going on. He's
I
got a
love it.
severe gaze about him. He does have a head. He's not a beheaded chicken, uh, but just plucked permanently. And he's proud of it. Those little drumsticks. What's going on there?
And you walk up to uh, the Crepe Suzette, a fancy restaurant and bakery that you know. And as you walk in, there's a little jingle as the bell above the door rings, and there are a few people sitting around with coffees and baked goods, and behind the counter is Suzette, who you know from carousing with the upper crust, and she greets you. Ah, hello, Gordon. It's nice to see you around this part of town.
Zeus, been a while. Listen, need your help. And I purposefully walk to her. But first, what's on the menu?
Oh, you know, the usual. We've got all the baked goods, all everything you could want. What are you in the
Hadn't
mood for?
hadn't added that cinnamon yet, like I
We've got
suggested.
uh what? We've got a nice new eclair with cinnamon on sprinkled on top. Would you like one?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
She goes into the case and gets out an eclair and puts it across the counter to you.
Right. Take a taste of it. He's like, oh, finally, some good pork and food. Listen, I need your help. Doing a job.
Of course you are.
Yeah. Wanted to know if you have any connections with the Sovereign of Tea.
I've done some catering in the past.
In your catering, any places they ask you to go to get out of the castle? To stay out of the way of the high folk?
Well, there are some passages below the castle, but why should I tell you about it? You don't come around here very often, and whenever you do, you just want something.
Listen, how about I give you something in return? So, I'm working on a secret recipe. Baked goods. Something really special. I can get you in on it if you help me a little tit for tat. You know how I can be with my recipes.
Going to need a little more information than that. Maybe a little taste.
Well, I think I can give you a sample. And I'm going to pull out from like my chest pocket a little glass thing of like can I have this? I don't know if I can have this. A spice blend, just a spice blend that I'm carrying around with me.
Yeah, I think I would like you to roll some dice to see how well blended they are, and if they are good.
Is can I roll what kind of roll? I guess clever? Is this clever?
It can be clever, yeah.
All right, let's roll a clever roll. 3d6 of
Can your signature item work at all?
no.
No. Okay.
Actually, maybe I can. And I flash the signet ring, and it's like, this is a family recipe. And I flash the ring of the mozzarella family from Bologna. Highly regarded.
Excellent. You get to add 2 extra dice.
All right. So that's gonna be 6. Wait, no, 5. Okay.
And she's got a
4,
refined palate. I
4,
think this is going to be a 4 or higher.
4, 2, 6, 4, 1. 4, 2, 6, 4, 1.
That's what you rolled?
Yeah.
4, 4, 6 is a good success. Yeah, she likes it. She uncaps it, sniffs it. She so Crepe Suzette, she's like this kind of floppy pancake. So she like flops over and sniffs it, and that's quite good. Do you mind? Dips a pinky in, and what a nice blend of spices. Is that cardamom?
Just a pinch.
Very good. I think we can work together.
Would that be agreeable?
I do know some places. Come to the back with me.
All right. Follow her.
And she says, honey, please man the counter. And this big hulking pile of honey walks up to the counter, and yeah.
Not a jar of honey. Like goopy ooze of
no,
honey.
it's just goop.
Put a jar of honey, and it just wasn't.
And he's got a little like honey bear. That's just one of his feet. And there are a couple bees too. So she takes you into the back where you see all the counters where things are being proved, and she takes you into this back room and closes the door and turns on the light, and it is just like filled with red string and papers and all sorts of like conspiracy level stuff. She goes through some papers and finds an old map of the fort, which she points out some passages that go in and out and under, and one that goes off down under to the cliff and off into the water, which looks like it would be the perfect escape passage. It connects to it connects to the kitchens and an old bakery there that she says is no longer in use. They used to make their own gingerbread men to man the fort, but since the musketeers have taken over, they no longer need to bake their own soldiers.
What do they do with the discarded ones?
They're discarded ones? Oh, they haven't been there in years.
Oh, I see. Thank you for this. This is perfect.
Oh, you're welcome.
We'll be getting more of that spice blend.
Yes, we'll be talking spices soon.
We'll be in contact. Good job. Good doing business with you. And I roll up the map after marking it and put it in my jacket.
Excellent. Across town, Satana is going to visit Juniper Hops.
Yes.
Can you tell us what Satana looks like?
Satana is a Hercules beetle. So she's got sort of like a greenish to white coloration on her outer her shell that covers like pretty much almost the entirety of her, and four arms and two legs, and then like this horn with like a hook on it and another horn up on top of her head. And as she heads across town, she stops at a vendor for some food, and she gets Juniper's favorite like gourmet veggie wrap that she usually denies herself because she is a martyr. And my favorite little veggie wrap as well. And I like tuck them under my bottom right arm and head towards her apartment.
Excellent. You head over to the Bridge District in the opposite direction of Gordon Blue. And this part of town is a little more rough. You pass shops and some restaurants and bars. Blanket on the name. Never mind. This
The
place
Dicey
is
Cantina.
Yeah. You pass the guard tower games. You pass the Dicey Cantina, and crossing a few bridges, you can see the offices of the Mechanical Corners Chronicle. You make a little right down an alley, and you are at Juniper Hopps's apartment. Up a flight of stairs, knocking on the door. A few seconds later, Juniper answers. Satana, this is a surprise.
Hey, bestie. You
What are
hungry?
you doing? Always. She grabs it. Come in.
Thanks. I make my way inside, and I sit down at the table, and I unwrap my wrap, all cozy and comfortable, because why wouldn't I be at home at my best friend's house?
Mm-hmm. What's her house like?
It's small. It's basically a studio, like a one room. So it's got like a stove with a top that she can put a pot on, like a little bed with like a nice secondhand quilt on it, and then just like a little table for her to sit on, for her to sit at or have a guest sit at. So it's a little cramped, but Juniper has put in a lot of little touches to make it home, but it still feels like someone barely lives there.
And she grabs some tea from the stove and pours you a glass, iced. So what's going on?
I can't just come in and have dinner with my oldest and dearest friend in the world.
Well, you can, but usually you tell me ahead of time.
That is true. So,
Also, like, you're a thief and stuff, so always a little suspicious.
I mean, what if I was gonna come into some money, and if you help me a little bit, I could give you a bit off the top.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you'd be doing to get it.
Could you help me get into the fort?
The fort? What do you want in the fort?
A chest.
Whose
In
chest?
the Sovereign of Tea's office.
That guy's dangerous. You're gonna... Do you even know what's in the chest?
No, that's not the important part.
I mean, I guess I could help, but it's also my job. I don't want to risk my job.
Say you just forget to lock a door when you go through it.
Well,
Or you talk to one of the guards in between runs at a
We want,
specific time.
it might be able
They
to
are
help.
not paying you enough anyway.
Well, no, they're not. Nobody around here pays enough. What do you want to roll?
I haven't the foggiest.
Practical.
Not practical. Clever because I'm... Yeah, practical I only got like 1d6 on.
You gonna do clever? Is that what you said?
Yeah, because I'm giving her like little clever ideas of how she could help me.
Clues. Yeah.
Little, yeah.
Okay.
So
I'll take clever. I don't know that your signature item is gonna work here.
nope, it's not.
I think she has a similar moral compass to you, so you need a 4 or higher.
So how do I calculate that?
What'd you roll? What numbers did you roll?
I rolled 3 1s, a 2, and a 5.
You got 1 that is higher than a 4. That is what we call a costly win. And that cost is, I'd love to help you, but I'm not supposed to be working at night. I assume it's tonight, right?
It is...
They told all the non-essentials to take tonight off.
Interesting. Why?
I don't know. I don't know what the sovereign does.
You
Something
sure
sketchy,
you don't know?
probably. No, I really don't know.
Is it possible that maybe you could like be like, oh man, I forgot a very important thing here that I have to go and get?
I could do that, but I just don't want to get caught doing that. sovereign's connected, you know? If I lose my job there, I don't know, I might lose my job other places too. Or lose the opportunity. But yeah, I guess I've got a key, but you can't lose it. They'll know it's me.
I won't lose it.
You can't lose it.
I will not lose it.
You said that last time.
Come on. I come here, I bring you your favorite dinner that you never treat yourself to.
And you try to get me to do something illegal, which is par for the course. Do. Yeah.
But you love me anyway.
Yep. And she gets up and goes up to the door and lifts up her jacket, and under it's a ring of keys, and she goes through the keys and takes one off the ring and hands it towards you.
Thank you.
And she pulls it back. Don't lose it.
I will not lose it. You know, I'm always going to take care of you.
Thanks for the wrap.
You're welcome.
Meanwhile, across town, what is Patch's Applebottom doing?
Patch's Applebottom is heading to...
a tailor.
A tailor. Mm-hmm.
What's the tailor's name?
Well, this is... this is a friend of his. Does a lot of things, and tailoring is one of their expertise. Their name is Needles.
Needles.
Yeah.
Are they a porcupine?
I was actually picturing a spool with like a...
Oh, yeah. No, that's great. Yeah, they're a minion with a spool of thread for a head.
Okay. Okay, great.
Yeah, so Needles, has many specialties. Mm-hmm. Most of them include some form of sewing. Mm-hmm. Where do you find Needles?
I think does Needles own like a fine clothing store, or are they like the one who takes out the trash at the fine clothing store?
They probably take out the trash at the fine clothing store.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. You go to I don't know, Top Threads, and find Needles taking out the trash behind it. I think we are probably at mid-afternoon, so the sun is shining down the back alley as you head around for Needles. And Needles sees you coming. Oh, there he is. The big guy himself. What are you doing here, Patches?
Hey, Needles. How's business?
Oh, it's the usual stuff.
Usual,
Just taking out the trash.
I'm sure there's more to it than that.
Nope, they never let me touch the clothes.
I've seen the things in those trash bags, and I know a thing or two. You don't have to go any further detailed. Needles, I got a favor to ask.
Yeah, what's it worth to you?
What's it worth to me? Well, that depends on...
I'm talking curds wise. What's it worth to you? What are you going to pay me for the favor?
Maybe you should hear the favor. Hear me out first. Now take a look at this beautiful garment here. Is this like one of those like... Is this like a musketeer like poncho-y like cape thing?
I guess it probably is one of those capey poncho-y
with a hat with a big feather,
with a big hat and boots that are folded over. Yeah.
So this is pretty well. There's details here, but Needles, you don't happen to have anything of this quality, or maybe a couple of these? Your boss, Mr. Spools.
You're telling me that you are planning on breaking in to Fort Pomello?
Now, I never said that, Needles. You were jumping to conclusions.
You didn't say that. Your outfit did.
All right, what's it gonna cost?
It's going to cost 600 curds.
Needles. That's a little steep.
Well, you didn't even tell me what you want me to do yet.
All right,
It's
here's the
only going
thing.
to get steeper.
I need 2 of these, and
2 of these.
well, 2 more. I need
I
3.
suppose you're going to tell me you need them tonight.
Yeah, I need them tonight, Needles. At time, the clock is ticking.
Hey, it's going to be 600 curds each.
Each. Now, what if I were to say, just, approximate the outfit? Get the gist, get it done, quick and under budget for me.
Wait, what do you think I am? I take my art seriously. Come on. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. 600 curds.
I have to look at my skills, my angles.
You are good at helping when other people are coercing people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but I am good at just beef and bronze. Just look at my gears.
Just look at your gears.
I outshine most other minions because I'm a big old guy with apple pants. Can I use this to add, if I do
Tell me what it does.
It adds 1d6 to a roll targeting minions, which Needles is.
All right. What is your goal with this roll? What do you want to do?
Depends on my angle.
Yeah. Come on. What do you think I am? Some kind of fraud?
I don't know if I want to threaten Needles. He's doing me a favor here. Should I try using one of my bad skills?
Well, bold isn't necessarily threatening. It can also be like you stand your ground.
Okay.
Gotta have these done tonight. I can't pay you that much.
Then I'll do bold. And I think my angle is, Needles, if this job comes through, everybody's gonna be knocking on your door. Pretty soon you're not gonna be taking the trash out. You have other folks. They're gonna do that for you. 'Cause you're gonna have your own place, bigger than this place. And then you could tell Mr. Spools here, who owns the place, to get lost.
All right. Give me a 4 or higher.
Got 4. I rolled 6 die, and I got 4 die that were 4 or over.
How'd you do that?
Well, I got 2 4s, 2 5s, a 2, and a 3.
Good job. All right, so 4 or more successes are what we call a fantastic success. Here are your options. You can succeed, and something fantastic happens. Or you can succeed, and you can grab a maze card.
I don't have any maze cards yet. Can I succeed? So succeed and something amazing happens? Can I say that when I give a little speech about his glorious future as a tailor, and he gets a little tear in his eye and runs inside and works harder than he's ever worked before? A tear in the eye of his needle. Can these outfits be like really good? And does he happen to have a couple of like cocktail swords for us or something?
Yeah, sure. You still got to pay him.
I don't know if we'll use them, but okay. I have to pay him all that money?
You got to pay him something.
Okay. Well,
remember, this is your second heist. You have a buttload of money.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. The economy will work if I give back a little bit.
So yeah, he goes in. He starts working on them right away. He says he'll have them for you later today.
All right.
And you get to take your cocktail swords with you. All right. The 3 of you meet back up. Key, cocktail swords, and map in hand at the treehouse. You see Tinker just leaving, going on a job. You see Teddy talking in the corner with Hambo, the furious hamster, and yeah, y'all meet around the big planning table that you've got set up. It's late afternoon. There's light coming in from all the slats of the treehouse, and like little motes of dust everywhere. This is sort of a magical little place that your guild has set up for you, and it's time to make a plan.
Well, I got some schematics. I mean, I guess just then put down the map and roll it out.
I
It's
love a
like,
good map.
oh yeah, we'll be able to enter or exit from this point under the water, so that we
I've
don't.
got a key.
Oh, where's that go?
Uh, all of the doors.
It's a master key.
Yes.
It is a master key, right?
If the powers that be let that be, yes.
We'll see.
I also, all non-essential personnel are not going to be at the fort tonight. They've
Oh.
been told to stay home. I don't know. I asked why, and I got nothing in return, so I don't know.
So we have to either pose as essential personnel or not be seen.
Yes.
Interesting. Well, that adds a layer of complication, doesn't it? What about you, Patches?
Well, I guess if we're seen, I got my friend Needles to hook us up with a couple of uniforms, musketeer style, and
Nice.
hey, also got him to throw in these shiny plastic cocktail swords. So here, 3 different colors, whatever color you want,
What
I'll
colors?
take the green one.
whatever colors you want.
I'll take the yellow one.
And
That leaves you with the red one, Doug.
yep, I got a red one. Not too sharp, but yeah, you could poke somebody right in the eye with this if you needed to. So use it as you will. Needle said we could get the outfits later. I don't know if it's going to be noticeable or awkward if a couple of musketeers are walking around when they aren't really supposed to be personnel on.
Be on patrol.
Yeah, we're on patrol, right?
I mean, will that work? Don't they need to eat? What if we stage ourselves as, the caterers for that evening?
For an event that we don't know anything about.
We sure don't. How do we find out?
We don't even know if there is an event.
Do we need to do more digging?
I
Well,
feel like being a musketeer is fine. Do you have the uniform that the shady guy in the hood gave us, or did you leave that with Needles?
Do you think I needed to leave it as a template, or did we take it?
You could have it. I think.
Okay.
I think Needles knows what he's doing.
Okay.
All right, Satana is trying to see if it fits over her horns.
Barely, but you do manage to get it on. It's very awkward. It's very loose in some spots and very tight in others.
They must have to tailor make these for every single musketeer. Oh, I guess
Well-
maybe a lot of musketeers
Our muskrats,
are
yeah.
muskrats.
Which we are very much not. Just shy of a muskrat.
It'll be dark.
Where does I have to ask Erica? Where does the hat go? On top of the horn, or
Yeah.
okay?
Okay, so female Hercules beetles don't actually have the giant horns. So Satana tries, and then she sighs and she puts it down, and she takes off the extra outfit that covers her much smaller female horns, and then puts the hat on.
So it sounds like we might want to figure out what's going on.
Yes.
Why non-essentials? Any ideas? Any plans?
Is it important negotiations tonight? I feel like we need to figure out what's going on in the castle. Is there
How
anybody
can we
can talk
figure
to?
that out? Do
Well,
we?
Juniper didn't know, so
Do we? Can we? Can we? Should we stake out, or do we know another person?
Yeah, you could surveil the place.
I feel like we should surveil, but also if we don't know what's going on inside, it's going to be hard to understand how we navigate.
Maybe we go with the telescopes and binoculars. See if we can see any noticeable vehicles of the upper crust, the pulling up or something like that, or maybe nobody's pulling up.
Is there any upper crust that we're in with?
Oh, that is a good question. What let's see. Looking at your quirks.
Because I have an in with them. I don't know if it's the same scene. I can't use my in, but actually no, I can use my quirk.
I would like you three to tell me about a past job you did and this person in the upper crust that you know from that job. Whether it's they hired you or were part of your team or what.
I'm upset to do a heist that involves embarrassing another upper crust by having them serve mildly poisoned food to their guests to make them look bad. And this upper crust hired me to eliminate their competitor. So I did the job well. Everybody
Well,
got a little sick and they're fine now. But they are in my good graces because I did the job without detection and suspicion.
That sounds great. Let's pause while Doug takes care of whatever he needs to take care of.
Sweet.
And so, as the three of you head across town, it's getting into the evening now. The sun has just about set. And as you go towards the fancier part of town where you know this particular contact lives, you notice that the Bunny Bobbies, McChanicle Corners' inept police force, is out in droves. Something is up. You bump into bunnies as they wander street corners. So they're all seem to be looking for something, looking in all directions. And you pass them and head to this fancy apartment building that you know that this person lives at. You know that they are in the what's the word I'm looking for? The penthouse. That they live up in the penthouse.
Oh, the penthouse.
Yep.
Yes.
So as the three of you walk in the front door, we, the viewers/listeners, see a dark shape jumping from rooftop to rooftop and making its way into the penthouse. And the three of you head upstairs.
that doesn't bode well.
As we go into this next scene, because I forgot to do this earlier in the episode, for good role-playing, I would like each of you to take 2 cards. That includes
Oh my
me. I'm taking 2
goodness,
cards too, just so you know.
do we get
Okay.
to look at them?
Yeah, you can look at your cards.
All right. I have my 2 cards.
And remember, the way you win this game is by helping other people with their rolls, because when you help, you get one of these cards into your hand, and the highest value of a certain a single color wins.
Okay.
All right. The three of you make your way up to the penthouse and knock on the door. You can see somebody moving through the glass pane, and moments later, a calico cat opens the door and leans on the frame and says, "Ah, this is one of my favorite thieves. What can I do for the three of you?"
How have you been, friend?
You know, this is Tila Trusova. She was a Tsarina. She now lives in Mechanical Corners.
Well, just thinking about our partnership and the good work we've done together in the past.
Well, yes, it was a good time.
Wait, sorry, what you said?
It was a good time.
It was a good time indeed. There is another job that we might be on. But first, are you aware that something was kind of infiltrating your apartment building?
No, nothing to worry about. Come in. And she lets you come in. And
Wait, we saw it?
Wait, we
No,
did
you did
see
not.
it, right?
You did not see it, no.
Oh, we didn't see it. Never mind. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. And she welcomes you in, and as she does so, we, the viewers and listeners, but not you, the thieves, see her push a large bag of something behind a dressing screen with her foot.
It was her.
I see.
Yes, come sit. Tell me about the job.
But yeah, first off, do you know what's happening at the, was it the fortress, the palace? What was it again?
It was the Fort Pomello.
Fort Pomello.
Oh,
Seems like they're having something crazy going on tonight.
sovereign of tea.
Marshmallow?
Sorry, what was that?
Like marshmallow? Fort Mellow?
Pomelo, the fruit.
Oh, there we go.
That's the sovereign of tea's area. He and I, we don't see eye to eye.
Why
You're
not?
pulling a job against him?
Yes.
Oh,
You wanna help create some little mischief?
well, I could make you a little offer.
Oh.
I don't want to know what it is you're looking for. Do not tell me. But if you can create a little chaos, be my agents while you're in there, just make a mess of things, I can give you some
course.
money.
Absolutely.
What are we talking?
Nothing much. You know, like 5,000 kurds.
That's a lot of money, right?
I don't like him very much.
We're getting paid.
No, that's out of
24.
characters.
Yeah.
We're getting paid 24 kurds or 24K. But that was after we
Negotiated up
negotiated.
from 20.
Yeah, we did negotiate it.
So
So this is a nice little bonus on top of that.
It's a nice little bonus.
Hey, I mean, to do something to mess with the sovereign of tea on your behalf.
Oh, he's so full of himself. He needs to be taken down a peg.
And we're happy to do what we can. Do you know what he's celebrating tonight anyway?
It's probably his birthday.
why would he
I
have
wonder-
all non-essential
Yes, what happened
personnel
with-
leave for his birthday, though? Wouldn't he want a whole bunch of non-essential personnel to, like, feed him? Or, like, you know, the ones that walk around with the serving trays with, like, bubbly drinks on it.
I don't know. Maybe he's paying the musketeers extra. He doesn't like having people lower than himself around. He's not like me. I welcome people of all types. Food, stuff, animals, minions. They can all come. Be my agents. Do my thing.
What a jerk.
Ah, yeah, he is.
I think that arrangement's feasible. His birthday. It's not-
He can't give us any more than just probably his birthday.
Is probably. I don't keep track of him. Now, if you were going after Prime Wellington, I could tell you all about him.
Well, I mean, I could use the information for later, but let's file that away. Do you got anything that would potentially aid in an endeavor of chaos?
What do you have in mind?
I don't know, something that helps with subterfuge, something that helps us not be detected, or something that helps us blend in with the muskrat tears. We got some outfits, you know.
You've got the uniform.
Yeah, with the
That
one
should be
uniform.
handy, though you three do not look like muskrats.
No, we don't. Have anything else that can help?
Well, I can't give you an invitation because I was not invited.
Stay there.
Does anybody else have any particular thing in mind that she might have?
What are we looking for?
Got any bombs, smoke or otherwise? If we get our backs against the wall, never hurts to have something to blow something else up.
An
Bombs
explosive
can be
escape.
tricky. I'm not so sure about that.
What about...
Do you want to roll to convince her?
What about, like, I mean, I'm sure you have a lot of illustrious things in your repertoire, don't you? Just, like, trying to, like, convince her to, like, come on.
No, I'm royalty. I don't have anything like that. I might know somebody who has bombs, but don't have anything like that on me, she says as she walks over and quietly closes the door. We, the viewers, see that there is a like tight Catwoman suit on the bed. Nobody else notices that.
This would certainly make a mess.
They would make a mess. They would make a lot of loud noises, a lot of chaos.
Who's doing the convincing?
I think you led that, Doug. But
yeah, but one of the two of you are making the argument.
Yeah, well, it sounds like Doug Applebottom is leading the charge with this role, and then either Satana or Gordon Blue will help, and you have to decide which of them you would like to help, or neither.
Right.
Or
I'm not
neither.
giving someone a card. So from last game, I've used my bold. From this current game, I've used my bold and my practical.
All right, so we've entered a new scene. When I gave those cards, we got a new scene. So anything that says once per scene can get unchecked, including
what about my
signature items.
What about my fatigued?
Yeah, those reset.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, so fatigue resets after a scene. Okay. But a session is probably this entire adventure, right?
Yeah. That's right.
I think I'm gonna rely on the convincing of Gordon. And what was Gordon's addition to this bomb conversation?
basically that, like, you must have very flashy things that would, like, help. Like, you, as someone who is, you know, accomplished, just trying to butter her up and make her feel like, yeah, like, you want to help this because, like, you're kind of a badass. Like, you get to flex for us a little bit to show how much of a badass you are. Can I use my... I'm trying to, like, say it carefully. Can I use my careful or my clever?
Doug's going to roll this one.
So I'm going to...
As patches.
Do I get a card?
You'll get a card.
Yeah.
And I will get a die. And I will use my practical again, because I think that's a pretty practical way of phrasing things, like, hey, we know you better than you might think. We know you. We know you got some bombs around here. We know you have at least something that can cause a messy and explosive distraction, destroy some things, and scratch both our backs. So I'm going to roll 6d6 because my practical is 5, and I'm getting one from Gordon.
She's got a reputation to hold up, so I'm going to make this hard. You need a 5 or higher.
Okay.
Okay, I got 1 5. All right. That is a success.
Yeah.
But it's costly. So she says, I can give you bombs, but somebody's got to pay for them. I'll have to take it out of your cut.
How much are we talking?
I'm talking 4,500.
That's our cut now?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
You gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet.
That divides easier by 3 anyway.
Yeah. Nice and clean.
All right, everybody close your eyes.
Satana's
open
gonna
them.
peek.
She's got 3 bombs in her hands when you open your eyes.
What
They're
kind?
obviously spheres with like a long wick.
Spheres with a fuse.
The cartooniest bombs you could imagine. That's what they are.
All right. And what happens? What is it? Can you give us an idea of what the resulting explosion, etc., is?
It's a bomb. It goes boom. You light the fuse. You wait 30 seconds or so, and then there's a big boom. You should not be near the boom when that happens.
Hey, thank you for the info.
Thank you for this generousness. Very, very excited. Oh, do I have anything on me? I want to give her something. Come on, not if I have anything on me. Am I allowed to have like just little things on me?
Like what?
I don't know, like small things that I can give to people as like a little spice. Oh, I guess I have spice mixes in my bag. I want to
Great.
give her a spice mix.
Like what kind of spices?
Well, I gave the cinnamon one to the baker already.
Yeah.
Can I give one of my like more savory ones? Like it's like a mix of like onion and garlic powder and like different like high-end spices and just things that
Sure.
like she's a little bit spicy. I think that she might like it.
Yeah.
This is a small token of my gratitude, and it's got a little label with my sticker on it and everything. And it's
Thank
like a
you very
little vial
much.
of spices. This is a secret recipe, but you put it on anything, it'll change your life. Oh yeah, there's some fish spice, and that's fine.
She pops the cap and gives it a little sniff. Oh yes, this does smell quite good. Now, I will be watching the Mechanical Corners Chronicle. I will know what happens, and I will reach out.
She will. We'll make a fine mess of it.
Very good.
Pleasure doing business with you as always.
With you, good luck.
Okay, bye.
The three of you head out. Are you going straight to the fort?
Do we want to recruit at all? Do we want to
It's got to happen tonight,
Got
right?
our outfits.
That happen tonight?
What time is it?
The sun has just set. Early evening.
Oh, okay, so it's fair time.
It's time.
Yeah.
We've got
Well-
our uniforms. We've got our key and our map.
Yep.
We've got our explosives. Let's go cause some chaos.
Let's
Excellent.
fall in trouble.
The three of you head across town. On the way, you bump into a thief you know, Stu, who says, Hey guys. Yeah, you're going on a job, right? Me too. I think it's the same guy that hired you. Yep, he hired me to go on a job. All right, see you later. Good luck.
Bye, Stu. Please tell me that Stu is just a Stu.
Yeah, Stu is a Stu. And as you go across town, you can see the lights of the fort as you get closer and closer. It's up almost sort of on a cliff where two rivers on the outskirts of town meet. The entrance to the fort looks busy. You see coaches pulling up and fancy-looking people getting out of them. You see their minion servants holding doors and holding skirts and trains as the fancy people walk. These upper members of the upper crust. You can see the musketeers on the top of the fort walking their rounds. They've got. Did I mention that there are no guns in Mechanical Corners? So they're carrying these big plantains as they walk. You know that these things are good for 2 shots. Once the first squeeze is the fruit, and then the peel. So you got to watch out for the plantains.
They just throw the peel
Yep.
at you.
Yeah, and you might slip.
You don't slip.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the plan? How are you getting in?
So we have our servants' entrance and exit. So ideally, we would like to go that way, the more stealthy route of not having to show our not musketeer faces in front of the royalty.
Excellent. Are you in your musketeer costumes?
We're decked out in our
Of
costumes.
course.
Can you tell me
With our
what each of
little
you look
plastic
like?
Swords.
I am most curious about Patch's Applebottom, considering his shape.
Huh?
Did he take the apples off?
Did he take his apple off?
You can take it off.
No, I don't think his apple comes off.
Okay, great.
So he's got this sort of. I picture. I was gonna look up a picture, but.
One further question:
Mhm.
Is Patch's Applebottom the apple or the robot?
I think he's the robot. That's how I've thought about it,
Okay.
at least. So he's like he's a minion,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
that
apple's
wears an
stuck.
apple.
It's not going anywhere.
Hey, this could be a big reveal if he finds out that the apple is sentient as well. But as far as he knows, it's not. Or maybe it was. That would be dark. But those musketeer outfits, they're almost like a poncho in my
Sort
opinion.
With like the boots that fold over.
But you got to have the Puss in Boot style boot.
Yep.
And the hat with like a big feather.
Don't forget you procured cocktail swords.
Yes, we have the cocktail swords.
That's right.
Mine was red.
There's a red, a green, and
I think mine was green.
Yellow.
Which, wow. Yellow sounds
I want to say
right.
yellow. Yeah.
Yeah, red, green, and yellow.
So yeah, the hat, the poncho. Maybe there's like a belt with a little scabbard style thing with a cocktail sword. And the outfit is complete. I think there's some apple visible
Above the waist.
Yeah, it's just protruding outward from the poncho-y thing. So he's maybe not completely convincing. So then maybe none of us are. So it's we have to take some measures to, I don't know, hide or lie, I guess.
How's Satana dealing with the extra arms?
Well, like my extra arms,
Yeah.
because I'm an insect.
Yeah.
Oh, I just have them crossed across my my torso, but they're also holding my prosthetic horns. That I established last time we recorded. So they're just sort of crossed underneath the cape. And then I have the other two just like moving, like I think soldiers move, like left, right, super stiff. Yeah.
And then I imagine Gordon Blue is just stuffed into this costume.
I look like a chicken that is stuffed into a costume. Dressed, ready to be cooked.
And you head up to this side door, basically. It's got one of those slidey eye holes, and you're gonna have to knock.
Shit. All right.
Do we have any insight
go
about
up.
them? Okay.
Oh my, you're doing it.
I'll do it. I feel like out of the three of us, I might be the most convincing, so we'll see. And I just knock 3 times, like,
Go.
musketeers, open up.
You see a pair of eyes look out, look to the left, to the right, up and down. What do you want to roll to be convincing?
Bold.
Very bold.
This is very bold.
How would the two of you like to help?
We're here to make a very special night. The sovereign of tea.
I think Patches helps just by looking intimidating. Hand on his plastic sword and hat kind of covering his robot face. If that is acceptable help.
Who would you like to help you?
Special night or looking intimidating? Looking intimidating, honestly.
All right.
So I have 3d6
+1.
plus 1 for the help.
Doug, do you have a quirk that helps out here?
I do have a quirk that is maybe helpful, which is bring a banana to a knife fight. When assisting another thief to coerce or intimidate, you can bring out the big guns. And maybe that's what I was getting at with him, just kind of gesturing to his weapon. And so you can add a D12 to your
Instead of a
roll
D6.
instead of a D6.
Whoa.
All right, so we need a 4 or higher.
Okay. I got 2 4s and 5.
4s and a 5. That's a good
And-
success. You succeed with an advantage. Something good happens. He opens the door. Just you're late.
Yeah, well,
It happens at the best of times, but we're here now, and we're gonna make our way. Can you, sorry, the old memory is not what it used to be. Can you just point me in the right direction for the gala?
He starts to point in his right, with his right hand, the right direction. Wait, the gala? No, it's that way. He points in the straight down the hall and straight from the door that you're coming in.
Thank you. Yeah, the something good that happens is that he pointed in the way that we don't want to go.
You know where not to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. The three of you head off. Do you follow the direction that he pointed and then break off?
Yes.
All right. You head towards the party. You can hear party noises, and as you go, you see that it opens up onto this large open area where they've got white tents and lights and a whole bunch of rich people's minions serving all the rich people. And as you see that, you can see the Sovereign of Tea like looking down at all the people around him, like,
Yeah.
the birthday boy. And you make a right. Go away from the party and down the halls of this place. As you get further and deeper into the bowels of the fort, around to the east side, you notice that the party has sort of made its way in here as well. And there are some, let's see, there's some breads just leaning around, chatting with each other. You see, if we're getting really fancy, you see a few cheeses that you don't recognize, but you know that cheeses tend to be royal. These people are important people. You also spot other musketeers every now and again,
Mm-hmm.
just sort of standing guard, watching
Okay.
corners. Yeah. Making sure that everything goes as their leader, the sovereign, expects things to go.
Hmm.
And I'm going to go ahead and use one of my maze cards, cash it in.
Okay.
Because as you go, you pass this, you pass a Gouda, who, as you go, sort of follows you as you go. And Satana makes eye contact as you pass and bumps right into a musketeer who stands taller than you, a very large muskrat. Well, good. You're here. I've got a
We're
special
here.
assignment.
Point us in the right direction.
Follow
We
me.
ready to? All right.
You two. And he points at two muskrats that are guarding a passageway. You're with me as well. And he leads the five of you out. He takes you out to this quiet area. 3 and 2 more. That's right. 3 faux muskrateers and 2 other muskrats.
But he
That he
didn't.
is leading.
He pointed at 2 to follow him.
Huh?
Okay.
Including the 3 of you. Plus the 3 of you.
Well,
Yeah. Him,
There's
2
6 of us.
musketeers, and 3
Mhm.
of us.
As he
Six.
leads the 5 of you out.
Okay.
As he leads the 5 of you out, he sort of
Oh,
leaves the
he's
party
leading.
behind.
Okay,
Yeah.
I understand now.
You go off to the north side, where there's this sort of mound with cannons on the other side. And he takes you over there where it's quieter. And he says, listen, we've got an extra special guest arriving, and I need the 5 of you to guard this spot, because this is where they're going to land. So stay here. Don't move.
Who?
It's on a need-to-know basis, soldier.
We need
You
to
Then
know.
how are we supposed to know
Don't
who to
need
expect?
to know. Oh, you'll know.
We can't react if we don't know anything.
You'll know exactly what happens when it happens. In fact, here they come now. And he points up in the air where you can see and hear, now that you notice it, the whir as a Zeppelin comes in. All right, you five, be ready to catch the ropes.
Absolutely.
I'll totally do that.
And then he just stands there looking at the five of you, waiting. And two of the other two give him a salute.
Right, of course.
We sloppily follow and
And he walks back off towards the party, watching very closely everything around him.
That's the truth. So we're
I just look at the two musketeers.
totally not doing that.
One of them is really small. His uniform's way too big.
Oh.
And the other one, she looks fairly competent.
Okay. Don't you just hate it when the higher-ups boss you around like that?
It's what we gotta do.
Yeah, but they're so mean about it.
Oh, orders are orders.
do you recognize that? And he's gesturing that Zeppelin up there, asking maybe any of the other four here.
Zeppelin? I think she's like big and beefy. She said, that Zeppelin? You see that crowling on the side? Can mean one of two things. That is either Prime Wellington, or that is the royal cheese.
Cheese, huh?
They never make appearances. If they came out for the sovereign, that would just make his day.
It'd be his favorite birthday ever.
Interesting.
I mean, good for the sovereign, I guess.
Good for the sovereign.
But if it's Prime Wellington, those two hate each other.
Ah. Why did you invite him then?
He probably didn't.
Well, Prime Wellington just rolls up on people, huh? How fun.
Oh, absolutely.
How often does he do that kind of stunt?
Sorry, I was distracted by the roll.
Yeah, I was asking how often does he do that kind of stunt?
Oh, all the time. He's from America. They're all rude.
America?
So unserious. I love it.
How much longer is this gonna take?
Well,
Little guy looks at his watch.
I'd say about 6 minutes.
Are there any other markers on any way to know which one it is? Is it just, do they both have the exact same crown emblem on the side of their Zeppelin? That seems like they got to diversify your branding between the two businesses, or two entities.
Wellington owns all the Zeppelins in McChanicle Corners. There 2 years ago, there were 6 Zeppelin companies, then there were 4, then there were 2, now there's Prime Wellington.
Oh, Zeppelin monopoly.
Mm-hmm.
Or worse.
Man, somebody's got to bust that.
Yeah, definitely. It's like it's competition rules. You can't just go around buying people.
Monopolies, those
Oh,
are
wow.
illegal.
Maybe you should start a Zeppelin company.
Just to get beaten out by the competition? Absolutely not.
Well, then, there you go. Are y'all actually waiting for the Zeppelin war?
What?
What else are we gonna?
Hey,
We're
I
gonna
thought-
beat these two up and then run away?
I thought we were expected to. I'm like,
Also, blowing up a zeppelin would be a lot of chaos.
Wait,
It certainly would.
because my memory is deceived. Remind me our core mission. Is it just to ruin this guy's birthday?
No, that is the Serena's.
Our missions from Serena.
Yeah,
That's- yeah.
Main mission. What are
we have to break into the Sovereign of Tea's office to steal a box,
Yep, there's a
a
chest.
specific chest.
a chest of some vague description that we were absolutely given.
You were.
Yes. Word up.
It was a chest in the office.
we know.
Whatever. If there's 2 chests, we'll take 2 chests. Who cares? And we'll dump them both in the sea. Create a harbor of tea.
I hope that's what we're doing. I'm looking around. What is around our immediate vicinity while we're waiting for this thing to come?
So you've got your backs to sort of a bunkery hill. In front of you, you can see the wall on the north side of the fort, off to the right where it comes to a corner. There are a few cannons in place here as well. They may or may not be functional. They may just shoot bananas.
According to the map that we absolutely studied before coming all the way over here.
I have in front of me right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What would be the nearest entrance to the castle away from most prying eyes that will take us to the Sovereign of Tea's office?
So
could it be relatively close to here?
The walls do sort of a zigzag, where it goes along the north, and there's a corner at the northeast, and then it goes down to the south, and a little further east there is a large building, which you assume would probably have this guy's office in it. Most of the lights are off in the building, but there are a few here and there that are on. It's 2 floors. It's got a steepled roof, one entrance that you can see, a number of chimneys.
Okay.
And the sound of the Zeppelin gets louder and louder until it's just about overhead.
I mean, either of their arrival would be a big enough deal to be a big enough distraction.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I say we catch the ropes, tie the ropes off, and then make ourselves scarce.
We should at least see who comes. Who is it? Because if it's whatever. Yeah, we can make ourselves scarce.
You can see that as it gets close, a number of people have sort of gathered around and on the edges of this space. Some people up on that bunkery hill. You can hear the quiet murmurs of,
Could it be? I don't know. I think it might be the cheese.
and the ropes come down, and you hear sort of a whirring sound different than the engines, and this sort of weird contraption begins to come down from the Zeppelin. It's almost like a little hot air balloon basket, but it's got some spinning gear elements, and it's more mechanical, and it is attached to some cables, and it comes down and softly lands close to where the 5 of you are standing at the best attention you can give, and you see a big meat with his minion, and you see up on that little bunker hill the Sovereign of Tea just looking, with his hands on his hips. He shakes his head. And Prime Wellington steps out of the basket and says, "Why, Sovereign, you didn't invite me to your little party." And the Sovereign says, "Of course I didn't invite you to my little party. We're not friends." "How could you say that, friend? Come here and give old Prime Wellington a hug." The hug sounded like a threat. And his minion, Peabody, steps out, steering clear of Prime Wellington's large, vicious hug that he gives the Sovereign of Tea. Gives him a big shake. And they walk off.
That's our cue. Let's go.
And you gun it.
Stick into the shadows of the zigzag walls.
Yeah, we want to kind of
Yeah.
We don't want to be out in the open just running around.
Sounds like we're doing a stealth check.
Hell yeah.
I feel like we were on the opposite side of the Zeppelin from where Beef Wellington was, and therefore the Zeppelin gives us a very nice
cover.
cover.
Shadow.
All right, you can
Or
have an
is the
extra die
Zeppelin
for the...
not
I mean, the Zeppelin's still sort of in the air, but this big basket thing came down. Okay. You can have an extra die for the basket.
Awesome.
Who's rolling? Who's helping?
I have 4 dice in Swift.
Ooh.
You're going to do it quickly. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we just wasted 10 minutes on this display.
You hear Prime Wellington's booming laugh come from somewhere distant.
Noxious dude.
And the tinkle of a teacup, which is what I should say the Sovereign of Tea looks like. He is a teacup with a military uniform from the neck down. Prime Wellington is
Now,
a big
is he-
piece of
is he
meat
the-
with a top hat.
Is the Sovereign of Tea
And
the
a monocle.
the cup or the tea?
Oh
That's
boy.
a good question.
And
Phil's question.
Isn't
If he's-
his little like tea bag that I saw some of the? I think I saw their
Oh,
He's
character
got a little
art,
crown on the tea bag. Yeah.
So is he the tea?
but not an eye. Okay, I thought I saw an eye.
No, there's no. He
it's a
he doesn't
crown.
have a face.
Okay.
Prime Wellington does have a face.
Kind of a horrifying.
He's got a horrifying face.
Here's some meat.
Well,
All right.
Yep. Okay, so I've
So
got
Eric is
5
rolling. Is
die.
anybody assisting?
Yeah, well, I want to kind of like, kind of identify where the shadows are that we can stick to. And just kind of like guide us, like, oh, see it opening there. Like, just go. We'll
I
sort of
don't.
open our way, so I'm kind of like looking out for anybody who might spot us.
I have a feeling Patches Applebottom cannot help with this. He's just doing his best to.
Not a sneaky man.
No, he's a
I have-
sturdy man, but not a swift one. So I don't think he can offer help.
Yeah, I have a really high stat and careful. So I know to take care.
As you are hoping to not be watched as you run across this open space that is filled with like all sorts of lights and people with bananas and rich people and who knows what else.
Yeah, but there's a massive distraction by the celebrity and the Zeppelin. That's why I have 5 dice.
But I am going to call upon Gordon Blue's flaw.
No.
Oh no.
You want to tell me what your flaw is and what that does?
My flaw is scaredy cat. Once per session, when in a very sticky situation, the GM may call upon scared cat. Increase the difficulty of subsequent checks that might require bravery. For example, jumping from rooftop to rooftop. How could you? How? Absolutely, there you go.
It's okay. I remember what everyone's flaws are. So, who's next? All right. So how does Gordon Blue feel in this moment, running
He's
across
like-
this
He's putting on like
strangely
a,
open space?
yeah, he's putting on like a brave face, but internally his like heart is like palpitating like really fast. Like his chicken skin, his plucked skin is like sweating. He's like really intimidated by like powerful businessmen like the Wellington, and he's afraid of like being caught and being dragged in front of the Wellington and being berated in front of everybody. Like, what worse thing for his reputation would that be? So he's like kind of like the fight or flight has kind of left the building, and it's like he's in freeze mode. So we're trying to be stealthy, and he's like kind of, it's hard to get him to will him to move.
Yeah. I mean, meat's like Prime Wellington. He is fully cooked.
Yeah, it's
You're
not
raw.
fair. I'm raw chicken. I'm nothing. I can make people sick if they touch me. Like I'm nothing.
Does that mean that if you were to get cooked, then you would rise in station? Like that would be how you rise in station, by getting cooked?
I mean, I think so, but I don't know if that's the real truth or not. I'm just a little jealous of his cook. I'm too scared to get cooked though. What if I change? What if I'm not me anymore? What if the seasonings are wrong?
Stop having an existential crisis. Here, just hold my horn and just follow me. So I'm not getting help from anybody. I'm just rolling.
Okay. Did you just refuse help?
Yeah, I guess I did.
Okay, and thank you.
That means you get a card.
Ooh, and it's a good one.
Whoops. I have 1 6,
Okay. We needed...
a 4, 2 3s, and a 1.
Great. That is a plain old success. Yeah, you
Nice.
get where you're going, despite having somebody scared chicken behind you, and nobody notices. Yeah. So as you get into the dark corner by the entrance to this larger building, you can see some people on the inside where lights are on, and hiding by a bush, you see a few people sort of looking around, seeing if anybody's around, and they go into the building. Not in a sneaky thief way. In a
2 people wanting to find a corner alone way.
Yeah.
Wait, were those potential competitors?
No. They weren't being thievy sneaky. They were being, hey,
I see,
is there
I see.
anybody around? I don't think anybody saw us. We're going to go inside.
I see.
It's like holding hands,
Yeah.
I thought that was Stu for a second.
giggling.
No, that was not Stu. And the 3 of you enter the building. Looking around,
we do.
this entryway is not huge, but there are a number of ways that you can go. There are stairs going up. There are places to the left, to the right.
I want to go to the Sovereign of Tea's office. That we
Find it.
definitely know where it is because we have a map
You do have a map.
We do.
that we totally studied before coming here.
I think it has writing on it that says Sovereign of Tea's office.
No, but I'm sure there's a room on this blueprint that looks like the most grandiose and has the best view or something.
The rooms on the top floor are larger.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
He's gonna have a big office, probably with nice window, nice view.
It's probably gonna have a nice balcony.
Mm-hmm. We could probably narrow it down to a couple, right? Well, or at least we have narrowed it down to a floor, I guess.
Yeah, the top.
All right. The 3 of you
Up
go
we go.
upstairs. It's dark in here. You can see light coming in through under. You can see light coming under a few doors. And as you move along this hallway, you hear some noises coming from one of the rooms that you suspect is maybe the Sovereign's office.
Is there any signage that we could see?
I'm not gonna make it that easy. No, there's not any signage you can see.
Are there any identifying markers of
Yeah, like the Sovereign's seal or whatever.
Yes, that seems official.
This is the Sovereign of Tea. That thing is everywhere. That thing means nothing at this point.
Okay.
Like the wallpaper or little cups of tea,
Uh-huh.
tessellated with tea bags.
Love it.
Little crowns. Yeah.
Honestly.
Tea tiles,
Super
That sounds
stylish.
sweet.
tea
like-
bags, and potted plants.
Dang, do you see these floors and the way, like, every single floor, even like the landings of the stairs, are mosaic tiles of tea bags, like tea crowns.
To have restraint when you're doing branding. It's just pull back.
Stained glass at the far end.
Oversaturation
So
is the word for that, I believe.
Napoleon-esque portraits of the Sovereign of Tea. They like in
Oh.
the
And then you hear somebody say, Fogo. And you hear a slap as a worm leans up against a wall right next to Patch's Applebottom. Ugh. Hey there, big boy. A nice apple.
I mean, into Satana. I was like, is Porco a safe word?
What do you mean, Apple? I'm a musketeer.
Oh yeah, I can smell a musketeer from a mile away. You're no musketeer.
Patches is gonna reach for his cocktail sword.
Hey now, there's no need for violence.
He's bringing his hand to it. He's not gonna unsheath it from its scabbard quite yet, but he's gonna have to back away from this worm.
This worm, I believe, has is robot from the waist down. They're like a squiggly worm on top with legs.
It's like the opposite of you.
It is.
That's a good point. Maybe this was meant to happen. We're
There's no need for violence here.
Can we help you, minion?
Yeah, what do you need? Doing something.
The worm scoffs. I'm no.
Then who are you?
Your nether regions would suggest otherwise, but all right, fine.
Cover.
Oh, it's a path. I'm like, is this worm bothering you?
I'd like to get on with our mission and get away from this worm.
Yes, we're on a very important mission for the Sovereign of
Yes.
Tea.
Yeah, I'll come with you. Sovereign and I are close friends.
I'm sure.
Can I pull salt out of my... I know it's not a slug, but can I pull salt out of my pocket? And I'm like, you sure you want to come with me? And I shake it at him menacingly.
Well, I don't want to come with you. I want to come with Mr. Apple.
And for one of us, you can with all of us.
Yeah, sorry, we're a package deal,
Yeah.
and you're making him uncomfortable.
So
You want to threaten the worm out of the way?
Absolutely.
I don't think Patch is in a state to threaten. He's allergic.
yes, I'm allergic to worms.
Oh.
I need to mark Swift
I-
off as fatigue.
Can I use my sturdy to like make myself look bigger, like in front of him? Just be like, puff myself up like a big cooked chicken?
Yeah, and you can have an extra die for the cocktail sword.
Oh, very nice. All right, so 5d6.
How is Satana helping?
Yeah, standing up.
Satana is just right up next to Corda and just sort of like chin up, like, do you want to go?
Horn forward.
Horn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the horn.
All right.
got-
So
And the,
Satana
like,
gets the
the other
die or
ones.
the card.
Yeah. Do I pick one of these two cards you made us grab earlier, or no?
No. You get a new card from the deck.
New card.
Add it to that pile.
Cool.
4 or
What do I
5.
do with these two cards? What are these two cards for, Mark?
They're for winning the game. Keep all those
Oh.
cards together. We need a
Okay.
4 or higher.
3, 1, 5. I had 2 5s
Four.
and 4.
Good
4,
role-playing, you
5,
were
3, 1,
rewarding
5.
us.
Yeah.
There we go.
And not only do they back off, I'll just find another apple.
Get
Something
better
good
at
happened.
flirting.
There's nothing for you here.
They walk away, squiggling as they go. What extra good thing
Creep.
would you like to come out of this?
Can you drop something? Like,
Mm-hmm.
like something that can help us on our mission? In a small way.
Any ideas?
Maybe a clue as to which door we need to go in?
You know, like how theme parks have those brochures that are very clearly people.
Like a
You
cartoon
are
map.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an actual map, for instance.
They could drop let's see. They could drop a letter that maybe they were delivering. That
Well, this gives us
was
an actual
to
purpose for being here too.
Yeah.
the Sovereign of Tea
Perfect.
room number.
Nice.
Well,
And it's on this level. It's right around the corner. You
now
walk
we're in
up to it.
business. Yes.
You see that there's a light on under the door.
Mm.
And you can hear that there's somebody or multiple somebodies inside talking.
Can I press my chicken ear to the door in here?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to listen.
I'm gonna be on like the floor trying to look under, like my bug eye under the door.
Yeah, you see two shadows walking around, and what you hear is a bit of an argument between two people. you hear a quieter voice. Can't believe you invited Prime Wellington. What a bold move. Like, I know. But listen, his minion came. I've told you about that minion. You were supposed to do something to keep them busy the whole time. He doesn't go anywhere without Peabody. He could have come here without Peabody. Peabody runs the whole business. And what happened to the plan? Come on. What happened to the plan? The plan's still happening. The plan is still happening. And I gotta cash in one of my cards. Did you hear something? No, I didn't.
I get up really quick.
I think there's, and you hear the footsteps coming closer, and a big can of tuna opens the door. Can I help you?
Open up in the name of the sovereign.
I don't think that's going to work on these people. They look you up and down,
Oh, go on, Mark.
and the person behind this big can, a jar of mayonnaise, says, "You three aren't muskrats."
We are here on special mission to deliver a letter to the sovereign. We have important
And
business to attend
This
to.
isn't your office.
What are you doing in here?
The tuna doesn't care, and they shout, "Guards!"
Nope.
Are
Blunt force object. I got my horns. Boop.
you smacking the tuna?
Yeah.
Let's get a roll.
Bold and swift are both taken care of, so this doesn't feel clever or practical or careful. So sturdy it is. I've only got 2.
You're using your horn.
Right.
2 dice. 2 dice for the horn.
2 extra dice for my horn. My Swiss Army knife on my head. That's not actually built in.
Any of us, can we aid in attacking as well?
Sure.
I think, yeah, Gordon, you had something before I did.
Yeah, and I know I cut you off, and I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I might activate this gambit for if anybody comes running. I'm not going to do it right now, but I do want to. This is so stupid. I want to throw salt at the tuna to help distract him by making him a saltier tuna.
Sure.
He's too salty now.
You want to assault the tuna?
Yes, I would like to assault the tuna, please.
Doug, are you going to offer a help?
The only help I'll offer is unsheathing my cocktail sword and joining in the fight.
Yeah.
Who do you choose, Erica? Who gets
Assaulting
the
the tuna.
Of course.
All right. Lauren, you get the card.
Yeah.
So I get another die for assault.
Yay, 5 die.
We need a 5.
I got a 5.
1 5. Anything
What?
above?
Nope.
Okay. What do you do?
I push my way into the room, and like from under my cape, my other 2 arms extend, and I just go, allowing space for my companions to come in behind me and close the door behind me.
And Gordon does a little salt.
Which blinds him.
Great.
It's just like salt in his eyes, and therefore he can't properly react to. And it also causes him to step back, which allows me to push forward.
Yes. Now, as he steps back, you only got 1 success, so that is a costly win.
There's another person in this room, yeah.
The jar of mayonnaise quickly opens up the window and calls, "Guards, help!"
I want to push him aside. Help! The Wellington seems to be close to what? Panic and then
Across the way, the sovereign looks up. "It would appear something is going on in my office." And Prime Wellington says, You're darn right something's going on in your office. You better get your guards in shape. And the sovereign says,
Guards, to my office.
a bunch of
Very
muskrats
demanding.
start marching towards the office with their plantains ready.
Sweet.
So we're in an office with
Tuna
I'm
and mayo.
guessing
yeah.
the tuna salad brothers.
Yeah.
They're foods, right?
Yeah.
Tuna salad brothers.
The tuna salad brother. Oh my god.
They're the tuna and mayo. We need to find a chest,
There's a chest
Yeah.
somewhere in this office.
and there are musketeers heading here. This is
Yeah.
like a very chaotic series of things all happening simultaneously.
Let's do something fun. I would like you each to roll.
Okay.
Your choice
Roll.
of stat.
All right.
Can you tell us about
And tell me how you are searching for this chest while all this chaos is ensuing.
This is in like your rules for the game that you can. Okay. Okay, we're just all rolling. One die, you said?
No.
Your stat.
Roll.
Oh.
Choose
okay.
an angle, and tell me how you are looking for this chest while all this chaos is happening around you. This tuna has fallen to the ground. His can is open, and there's just tuna
Oh, everywhere.
starting to like try to collect himself.
Gross.
And
Smells.
the mayo is frightened, scared up in the corner. These vagabonds, these thieves in here.
Just jump at him.
Okay. We're not in immediate threat.
You can
of
hear the
either of them.
boot steps coming towards you. Yeah.
Oh, I feel like this would be a good opportunity for one of those bombs.
Definitely.
Good point.
Before you detonate that, I would like to careful. I want to use careful
Okay.
on my behalf. It just like be still for a moment while just scoping the like basically investigation, and just like it, keeping my eye out for only that item and nothing else. Just tuning everything out of my vision. But anything that looks like a chest, like to use careful for that. 6. 3, 3, 4, 6. 3, 3, 4, 6, 6.
3, 3, 4, 6, 6. Okay. Who else?
I would like to use clever.
Okay.
Just sort of trying to figure out. Gosh, we know nothing about this chest.
This
If
is
I was the sovereign,
Mhm.
like an item of most importance, just sort of like best positioning, either with desk or bookshelves or plinths, for very important items that may or may not be in chests.
So before you pushed the tuna, this place was very clean and very, very busy. There are frames on the walls, and they are the most ornate frames that you've ever seen. The desk has ornate edges, these all gilt and marble and ridiculous. There's a rack of different types of tea on the wall. It's like his own personal hat rack. He just picks the right tea for the day. And you are looking for the chest. All right, make your roll.
5, 2 4s, 3 and 2.
Okay. And last but not least, Patch's Applebottom.
I'm going to use bold. Is there like a little closet that as Patches is tearing through, rifling up the like notepads and like
No.
personal correspondence?
It is silk scarves and
Okay.
jackets with long tails and medals.
They're all going up in the air. Boxes are getting overturned. The metals are getting poured out onto the ground.
Yeah.
But is there like a closet that he like tries to open that is unopenable?
Maybe. Roll and find out.
Well, if there is, I think this is where I might want to use. I was going to toss a bomb down the stairs, but I'm rolling to find the chest. So
Rolling to find the chest.
okay, so I'm gonna roll 5d6. I got a really good roll. 3 6s and 2 5s.
Okay. So, Patches Applebottom rolled the highest. So, Patches throws all of this stuff, all these clothes and canes and little tiny hats with big feathers out of this closet. He does find a little compartment that is stuck. Just a little drawer. Not really something you would notice just glancing at it. But the door to it is stuck.
Am I gonna use brute force, I guess, to...
Do you want to tell the other thieves that you found it?
I wish Patches was a more nefarious thief, but Patches has had good luck being loyal to his fellow thieves. So he says, "Hey, I think I got something here. Stuck, but there's this tiny compartment. Looks about, well, if I had chest size, maybe, if I'm picturing a little chest, something ornate. What do you all think?"
I twirl my horn in my hand. It's like, let me take a look.
You push past the mayo who goes, "Oh," and go into the closet.
I'll hush you.
As you go into the closet, you hear boom, boom, knocks on the door. It sounds like somebody's going to try and break it down any second now. The drawer is
that's fun.
stuck.
Okay. Gosh, I have careful and practical left. I'm going to use practical since I get 2d6 from my signature item.
Yeah, have you used both sturdy and swift?
Yes.
Then which one did you use most recently?
I used...
When you use
gosh.
one, the other refreshes.
Oh. Gosh, when did I use sturdy then? I know when I used swift.
You used swift to get across the place. You
Yeah.
used sturdy to
I don't think I did a roll
get
for...
the tuna.
Yeah, to hit the tuna.
So Swift is back.
Well, swift is definitely handy here because we want to get that thing open quickly.
How are you going to swift it?
It's stuck. Does it open
might
part
be
way?
locked. It might be some secret compartment sort of thing. You don't see a keyhole.
Okay, it was described as stuck, so it won't open at all.
It won't. You get a just like
It's not even
eighth
just
of
like a
an
little
inch.
gap where I could
No.
go. Okay.
I mean, there's the gap around the edge, but that's it. Just a little tiny gap around the edge that signifies that this is in fact a drawer.
Okay.
Oh,
How to swiftly open that then?
Well, you do have guards pounding on the door trying to get into this room as you get into the closet.
Yeah.
Time is of the essence.
Yeah. Time is of the essence. Is there's not a keyhole, there's nothing.
Yeah.
It's just
Cocktail sword seems swift.
That's true, but then I lose my 2d6.
True. But you get 1 for using a cocktail sword.
Okay, I guess that's what we'll do. Cocktail sword, because it's probably a little skinnier and therefore can fit in the gaps of the drawer.
Nobody's helping.
wait,
We need a 4.
That one is tilted, so I gotta roll it again.
Did anybody want to offer to help on this?
yeah. I always want to offer to help.
How would you help?
I want to try to... Can I also use mine to help leverage?
Double sword.
Double
Sure.
swords.
So one more
Yeah.
die?
Sword.
Okay.
And then Gordon gets a card.
Okay, so that is a 6 and 3 5s and a 4.
Okay.
And 1.
That is what we call a fantastic success.
Woo!
When that happens, you can either do something great in addition to your success, or you can take an extra card. And it's just a regular success in that case.
Man, I only got 4 cards. I want a card.
I have 1 card. This is public knowledge that I have 1 card.
You have 1 card.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else want to offer their hands?
I have 3.
I have a lot of cards. I'll offer a card.
Wait, do I have to spend a card in order to make something fantastic happen?
No, you can get a card or something fantastic can happen. But you succeeded.
I want something fantastic to happen.
I'll donate a card to this cause.
But you don't have to.
Oh, that's
You get
not
to
how
keep
it
your
works.
cards. No.
Okay.
All right, so what
Um,
happens?
The door's not open yet. Well, no, I mean, it's not open yet, right? It's just the threat that it might open any second.
Yeah. There
Okay.
are now multiple bodies shoving themselves against the door.
I want too many things.
What's your
I
favorite thing
want-
that you want?
My favorite thing that I want is that the 2 dum-dums that are in this room with us, the Mayonnaise brothers,
Uh-huh.
are going to impede the guards when they do finally get the door open.
Okay.
One of them is lying out on the ground with his tuna spilling everywhere, so he's a trip hazard and a slip hazard.
Yeah,
And
both.
the other
yeah.
one is going to be like, oh, thank goodness you're here, and
just
run
throw
straight
themselves at
towards
them. Yeah.
Exactly. Leaving us free and clear to go out the window. The other thing that I want is I want something that I can use for my 2 companions who can't fly.
Aha. Well, here's what's going to happen. You get your swords in there. There's
Yes.
a click, and the
Yes.
drawer opens, and as it does, we get that shine, that glow from the box. The chest this is it. And as Patches Applebottom looks at this chest, he recognizes it as a companion to the key that he stole for the same client earlier this week.
Whoa.
And the door swings open. It just breaks open. The first musketeer that comes in slips on the tuna that's on the floor and just lands on his butt. The mayo runs towards the others as they come in. Please save me! There's vagabonds! And you are all right in front of the chest. Who's going to touch it first? That's a real question.
How can we
Rock, paper, scissors, this thing?
I mean, I've got the
You did
extra
just roll.
arms.
I feel like
Yeah.
it should be Satana.
Yeah, I think since you just rolled, you get your hands on the chest.
Yeah.
And now
And,
it's the end game.
okay.
Let's compare cards.
Dun dun dun.
now are we comparing the number or the
Colors?
or the
You're looking at the total number of
Oh.
a single color, whatever is highest.
Total number of a single color.
What if it's even?
Then that is your number.
Okay.
All right.
Well, for this, we're going to count jacks, queens, and kings as tens.
My number is probably the lowest, but it's not. But I could be wrong. I have a queen and a 2,
I've got a queen,
so I
so
beat
you're higher
you.
than me.
I got a 12.
Queen and a 7.
Wow, beat me.
I have a 9, 4, 7.
Ooh.
All right. So it now falls upon you, Lauren, to describe how you all got out of there with the treasure.
So we throw a pump
Of
that
course.
as soon as we toss it, it dissuades all the guards from rushing us, and they back up as in front of them. It's And like, while the chaos is happening in the hallway, we all grab the chest. And is it open?
It is not.
It's not open.
No.
And I said, let's book it. We got to get out of here. And we find a way to exit that window, but to the balcony exit. And we find a way to rappel down the side of the wall with a, on like a spire.
With your musketeer capes?
What do you say?
With your musketeer capes?
With our musketeer capes. Actually, you know what? Better
some
yet,
of the scarves and jackets and stuff.
like the parachute deal with musketeer capes.
Yeah, that's great.
Make way with the treasure, and we slink around the back to leave from the servants' exit.
Yeah,
and
it goes into
escape
the
night.
waves.
Yes.
Great.
Ridiculous caper.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous caper. You take the chest to meet with the client. This chest that you have is ornate, and frankly, it is an evil-looking chest. And you take it down to the catacombs where you met this person for the first time, and wait just a little too long. Once again, this is the same deal that happened last time for patches. It's almost midnight by the time this person shows up. You see the flickering candle coming around the corner. This time, they have their hood down, and you can see them for the jar of sauerkraut on top of a minion body that they are. And they say, you found it. Your guild is quite good. Up and coming, I might say. I have the curds, if you'll pass me the chest.
Cards first, then chest.
He throws Gordon a bag of curds. It's all there. You can count it if you'd like. I even threw in a little extra on top.
And I open the bag. Is there like... Does it look good?
Full of cash.
It's full of cash. All right. Seems legit.
And now the chest. He holds out a robotic hand, takes it. Be so happy. Thank you. We'll keep your guild in mind for future projects, if there are any. And he wraps the chest up and walks the opposite direction.
You guys curious what's in that chest?
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Did we give it to the wrong person?
I mean, was the sovereign the right person to begin with?
Fair point.
Pretty sure I stole the key for that guy last week. Yeah.
Well, who had the key? If the sovereign had the chest, who had the key?
Who had the key, Mark?
You stole a Rembrandt painting, a self-portrait of a goat, and you brought it to him, and he pulled out a knife and just slashed the back of it open and took out a key and threw the painting away like the painting was worthless.
Exactly. Yeah. No idea what's in there. There's a second where I thought maybe we were going to double cross them, three of us.
But thinking about it.
Yeah. It's just so hard to know who's backing that guy. It's a little frightening.
Yeah, he does not have good vibes.
But if we double cross him now, then we won't get more work in the future.
That's true.
We won't be able to find out what he's up to.
It's a good point.
Maybe I should tell Juniper to hop out of town.
Three of you leave the catacombs under the sepulcher and head back towards your hideout. As you enter the park where your treehouse hideout is, you start to smell something familiar and kind of tasty. As you walk down the cobblestones, Patches steps in something wet.
Oh.
You see a trail of broth going off into the bushes.
Stu?
What have you gotten yourself into, Stu?
As you move into the bushes, you find stew spilled everywhere. And amongst the beef and potatoes and carrots and broth, a familiar knife of your client. And that's the end of the
Stu?
Stu has been murdered. Next week, Patches, Applebottom, and two new thieves try to solve the mystery of Stu's death. What is the motive?
Yeah.
What did Stu steal for this person? What
Can
is really going on?
Stu be like? Is it gonna take like a week to reconstitute Stu from the sponge service or something?
Constitute.
Or is this? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
All right.
All right. That was great. Thank you, everyone, for watching this episode of Side Quest, whether you're watching it on Nightcast Creative or on Fight in a Box's YouTube. Thank you, Doug and Erica and Lauren, for joining this episode. You three want to
Absolutely.
give a little plug of where we can find you? Let's start with Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren Brown. I am an illustrator and a host of a podcast called Painted in Color on YouTube. It's an art advice podcast where we tell the real about being a professional artist in this industry. You can also find my arts at Lab Illustration, LAB Illustration, on Blue Sky, on Instagram, on my website, on LinkedIn, etc. So yeah, check me out.
Excellent.
Voidboy.art. Find some art, and maybe one day bunkbedbros.bandcamp.com will have a new album out that's just continually in the works, maybe this year. Yeah, you check me out on the Mark's podcast, etc.
Excellent. And last but not least, Erica.
You can find all of my prolific work as an actual play mercenary and as a storyteller for my own on my Linktree /Erica Goodwitch.
Excellent. Last but not least, if you want to come play games with us, play in our extensive Mandalorian play by posts and community game, talk about Star Wars, talk about games and other nerd stuff, join the Nightcast Discord, where you can find almost all of us and talk about fun stuff.
We've got spreadsheets. It's fun.
We've got spreadsheets. Who doesn't like Mandalorians with spreadsheets? Like, follow, all that good stuff. Tell a friend, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.